The Smurl haunting, Pennsylvania's demon house. Part 1, something followed them. When Jack and Janet Smurl moved into their West Pittston, Pennsylvania duplex in 1973, they were just hoping for peace. Jack had recently recovered from heart surgery, and the house was a fresh start. It wasn't perfect, but it was home. They shared one side with Jack's elderly parents, and life was supposed to be simple. But strange things started happening almost immediately. First, it was minor. A light bulb unscrewed itself. A television burst into static. Water pipes knocked even when no one was using them. Then came the foul smells, sour, rotting, like garbage left in the sun. Janet cleaned obsessively, but the smell always returned. Then the noises started, loud bangs from inside the walls, dragging sounds from the attic. One night, their dog whimpered for hours at an empty corner of the living room. Another night, their daughter Dawn said she saw a man floating near her ceiling. They tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was old wiring. Maybe they were stressed. But the fear was building. And soon, it was impossible to ignore. Part 2, it turned violent. By the late 1970s, the haunting escalated into something terrifying. Jack said he was attacked in his sleep, pinned down by invisible hands. Janet was scratched while washing dishes. The kids started sleeping in the same room out of fear, often waking up crying, claiming they heard whispering. Appliances turned on by themselves. The air would suddenly grow ice cold. Even Jack's mother, a quiet and religious woman, claimed to see dark shadows pass through rooms and vanish into the walls. One of the most terrifying moments came when Janet was lifted out of her bed and thrown across the room by something no one could see. She had bruises for days. Jack began having vivid nightmares about a black mass crouched over his body. The family reached out to the Catholic Church. A priest came and blessed the house, but things only got worse. One night, Jack saw the figure clearly for the first time, a tall, black shadow with deep red eyes that stared directly into his soul. He screamed, but the figure just faded into the dark. They were dealing with something evil. And they were running out of time. Part 3, the Warrens step in. In the early 1980s, after years of torment, the Smurls contacted two of the most famous demonologists in the country, Ed and Lorraine Warren the same couple who had investigated the Amityville horror. The Warrens visited the home and claimed they immediately sensed a powerful presence. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, said she saw a dark force, not human, and not from this world. Ed believed it was a demonic entity feeding off the family's fear and energy. They performed investigations over several months. Ed used tape recorders during their sessions and claimed to capture growls and unexplained voices. Lorraine said she was physically drained after each visit and that there were at least 4 spirits in the home, one being truly demonic. The Warrens tried multiple exorcisms, and even brought in clergy. The Smurls held on to hope. For a short while, things calmed down. But the peace didn't last. The attacks returned, louder, more violent, more personal. They eventually went public. News crews came. Skeptics mocked them. But the Smurls stood by their story. They had nothing to gain, only terror to escape. Part 4, did it ever leave? In 1988, the Smurls finally moved away. They left the home and the haunting behind, or so they hoped. For a while, things stayed quiet. The children, now older, claimed they still had nightmares. Jack and Janet said the atmosphere in the new house felt lighter, cleaner, safer. But there were still nights when the lights flickered without cause. Still moments when Janet felt watched, or Jack woke up gasping with a deep sense of dread. The story gained national attention and was turned into a made-for-TV movie called The Haunted. People debated whether it was real or imagined. Some believed the Smurls were suffering from psychological trauma. Others believed them completely. Jack and Janet never changed their story. Until their dying days, they insisted it happened exactly as they said. And to this day, people who live in that West Pittston duplex say they sometimes feel uneasy. Like something never really left. Something that was never human to begin with.